What's going on, everybody? Good morning, happy Tuesday. So today I've got a DD15 on a Freightliner Cascadia. We're going to go ahead and install a EGR cooler. This cooler is giving the customer some problems, consuming some antifreeze and blowing some white smoke. We determined that the cooler itself seems to be the culprit, and we determined that by removing the crossover hot pipe. I'll show you that right now in a second. So right now what we've did is we moved everything out of the way. What I like to do is typically make sure we clean this up here, because you're going to have your connecting pipes. There's two of them, one on the right, then you've got one on the left. So you want to make sure you clean that up pretty good as best you can, because every once in a while you do have some of that rubber debris that sticks in there, and you just want to make sure you have a nice clean surface when you're installing it. Okay, I clean this all up here. I would advise if you put a little bit of maybe a little bit of oil, penetrating oil. These are the straps that hold down the cooler itself, so you have 4 points of contact. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is an EGR hose that I do advise you replace. Now we replace them here automatically. It's going to be right over here on this side where my hand is. Okay, so there's going to be a hose there. It's going to have 2 clamps. Same thing on the other side, a hose and 2 clamps. I'm going to show you guys how we set it up and how we get everything installed. So check this out. Here is our new EGR cooler. This is Chavo. Everyone knows Chavo. Chavo, saluda. All right, guys, so this is our EGR cooler. Now this EGR cooler itself is compatible kind of on the newer models, if you want to call it that, 2018-ish and above. On other models, it is a different EGR cooler. So this is going to be your EGR cooler. Chavo's holding in his hands the 2 connecting pipes. That, you don't have a choice, guys. Put them brand new. There's no sense in trying to save $40, $60. We do use a little bit of lubricant, so this way we go ahead and install it here. You're gonna have one on the left and again one on the right. They're both the exact same part, okay? Let's see if the camera can pick that up. It's an Apple 472000154. And again, there's 2 of them. This is a very common piece you're gonna find on the DD15. New models and old, same shit. Okay, this is the EGR cooler. This is a brand new one. This is not a rebuilt or a factory rebuilt Apple 473-140-0575. Again, brand new, 1-year warranty through Detroit. These are some of the extra parts you're gonna need. One of the EGR exhaust gas hoses. There's the part number ending in 0252. This is actually a different size, okay? If you look at them, check that out. 2 different ones. Okay, this one is also going to be 0353. You're going to need 2 of these little seals, these crush washers. That goes on the top. This is your banjo bolt. This hose itself is good. Of course, you're going to reuse that. These go on the back side. Okay, the back side being over here. Let me show you that really quick. And we're going to set the camera up as best we can. Okay, so back here you're going to have this thing, looks like a horseshoe. It's going to go from the exhaust port of your EGR valve. It's going to go up and around to the cooler itself. I would recommend installing those 2 shims brand new. It could probably get away with reusing them, but if you're going to do all that work, guys, why bother reusing them? Just my opinion, brand new. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to try to set everything up right now. I'm going to set the camera up probably in an angle like this. We're going to go ahead and install the EGR cooler. Pretty easy to do, probably one of the easiest things you're going to do on this particular truck. Once you start doing it, it moves along pretty quick, unlike the DD13, which is a freaking nightmare when you're working on that thing. So anyway, let me get everything set up. Chavo's already setting up some of the easy stuff, I think, which is just going to be installing those by hand. You don't need any special tools, anything like that. They literally just go in just like that, just the way Tony's doing that there. That's it. They will bottom out, so you don't have to worry about pushing them down or hammering them in. If you can see inside down there, you're going to see where the metal of the base is going to meet with the actual rubber piece. Same thing here. Again, they only go in so far. Other than that, that's it. And what we like to do is just simply kind of lube the lip on it. Same thing here. And again, this helps when you're installing it. We're going to install the orange hose here. Leave the clamps loose, of course. That way you can adjust them how you need. There's 2 different sizes. Chavo has one of them there, and the smaller one is going to go on the crossover hot pipe. So this is the crossover hot pipe that comes over from the top. Okay, this is going to use the smaller hose, and this is going to get down into the intake. Now, how do you know if the cooler itself is bad? One of the obvious signs, guys, is going to be coolant will be present in the crossover hot pipe. Okay, Your crossover hot pipe is going to go from there. It's going to come over, go right in there. Easiest thing to find out if you have antifreeze from there, number one. Number two, put your hands in there. You're going to feel that the soot, because it should be nice and dry like charcoal. If it's sticky, okay, you're going to feel that on your hand, or if it's moist, that's going to be moisture. More than likely the cooler itself is bad. Of course, you're going to want to do a few checks, okay, and confirm that your cooler itself is bad. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get the camera set up. We're going to go ahead and get the part set up and everything else, and we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, here goes. Hopefully the camera can show you guys a decent angle. You're gonna come over from the top. You're gonna try to present it nice and even. Make sure you get the hose lined up over there. Now the fun part. We got everything lined up over here. I hope the camera can show that. Okay, got it all lined up over here. These are lined up. Now all you're gonna literally do is push it forward. You're gonna hear a pop or feel it, and that's it. Okay, then you're gonna go ahead and carefully install the saddles or straps or whatever you guys want to call it, and that's pretty much it. So now hold on, I felt one of them popping, not the other. Yeah, if you guys look, okay, hold on, let me make some adjustments here. It's just not a lot of room, guys, so bear with me. Okay, so let me show you guys what we're doing here. Here's going to be your orange hose. Okay, that's going to be on the exhaust side. This is going to literally butt up right in there. Okay, you're going to see that there. One thing I would advise when you're going to go ahead and install these with the Ellen, you're going to have to make sure that you carefully install it so you don't strip these. Okay, definitely do not over torque it, because then that'll just ruin a lot. This particular hose right now, it's a little too far in. We can actually shift it back just a little bit, again depending on how you want to do it. These clamps, there's not a lot of room, guys, so we probably should have done it the other way, so that way we can put the ratchet this way, but I think we can make it work, guys. We can still figure that out. So anyway, you guys get a pretty good idea of what we're doing here. So let me shut up, let's put this thing together, and we'll go from there, guys. And what you have here is one angle after the EGR cooler has been installed. So now what you're going to want to do is simply install your, looks like some isolators. There's going to be 4 isolators, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to go ahead and install the saddles or the straps. So that's one angle. I'm going to switch it over. All right, and here is another angle just to give you a better visual or a better idea of what we're doing here. So again, isolators are installed, and now you have the straps to go ahead and secure it and get everything ready to go. All right, guys, so you're going to kind of see from here, and this is kind of the best angle. I didn't want to go the other way because I didn't want the view to be obstructed. Here, I think you're going to get a pretty good shot of what Tony's trying to do. So he's going to go ahead and put these little saddle straps, whatever the hell they're called. They only go in one way. There's a short, and then there's a long, and the long, if I'm not mistaken, just goes straight down like that. He's going to go ahead and install those saddle straps, whatever you guys want to call them, saddle straps, whatever it is. You really can't, well, I'll show you guys a better angle hopefully later. I'm going to let Tony do his work, and we'll go from there. Ahí está bien? Yeah. Okay, guys, and what you see here is Tony has already installed the saddles or the straps, and he's securing the EGR cooler to the actual coolant module or manifold, whatever you guys want to call it. At this point, again, you're simply going to go ahead and tighten it down. Again, do not over tighten it, do not over torque it. It's just simply hand tight. I'm sure there's going to be a torque spec for it. I'm going to guess it's probably about 22 foot-pounds, and that should pretty much secure it. Again, you have 4 of them, right? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. That's all it's going to secure it to the actual engine itself. Alrighty, guys, so here's another view from the other side. In the meantime, Chavo was putting everything together. He went ahead and secured these clamps. Okay, everything's sitting nice and pretty. We still have our coolant supply, which goes over to our reservoir. If you're going to see that here. Okay, that's why you need the banjo bolt and the 2 new seals. Obviously, we got to put all this crap back together, but this is what I was talking about. These are Ellen. Do not over torque these, okay? You're going to strip it. You don't want to do that. just proceed with caution. And then back here, this is the piece that I was telling you that goes from the back of the EGR cooler to the actual exhaust port, okay? I recommend, please make sure there's a shim there. Sometimes Freightliner will tell you it doesn't need it. I call bullshit on that. I say go ahead and put that on there, okay? And that's pretty much it. It's actually very simple, very straightforward. I'm not going to bore you with a very long video as far as all the shit that needs to be taken apart. Now this does need to come out because obviously you need to gain access to the top part, okay? They simply just kind of hook in and come down like a strap. There's 4 of them, okay? This is going to be your coolant supply, which goes down to your transmission area, which is going to be the def header, stuff like that. So proceed with caution, because again, those are plastic. And that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm going to try to film the last part, which is going to be the fun part right back there, and that's it. So it's very simple. If you're working on a DD15, I really like this setup. Again, it's up here, it's at the top, easy to get to, no messing around. Other manufacturers put it down underneath behind the turbo, which means the turbo needs to come out. I think that's a terrible design. Come on, a little more user-friendly would be nice, and this is very user-friendly. So that's pretty much it, guys. So let me try to film this last part, and then we're all done. Short video, sweet, and that's it. Alrighty, guys, and this is pretty much the last part of the exhaust tubing. This goes from this right here, goes from the exhaust manifold, goes up towards the EGR cooler itself, okay? There's an arrow on there, and that tells you which way the direction of the flow is going. Can you put it the other way? Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, we've got the shims already installed there. Well, actually, Tony went ahead and installed all the shims. These clamps are reusable. The shims, I would definitely advise to replace them. So we went ahead and installed one of the shims there, or gaskets, whatever you want to call them. Shim gasket right up there. And that's pretty much it. So you can see it right there. I'm going to kind of slide it back into place. I do use a little adhesive so that way it sticks on there and we don't have any potential problems. What I want to do right now, you're going to need your clamps, 10 mil, and that's pretty much it, guys. So let me try to set up this shot. Let me see here. I'm gonna have to put on the camera. Voy a poner esta aquí. That's not a very good angle, is it? Alright, guys, that's the best angle I can do just because of the space that we have. So the clamps, what I like to do is kind of open them up just a little bit, not too much, okay? I do that to both of them. Leave it like that. And again, I'm going to try to illustrate as best I can. I kind of put these off to the side. The biggest one you're going to struggle with is the one up here on the top. So, that being said, ¿ahí traes el dado, chavo?
Yeah, acá lo traigo.
All right, so Tony's got that. And all we're going to do is present it like so, okay? You can start off, you can tie down the top one or the bottom one, whatever one is easiest for you. Just kind of have to hold it in place. Okay, kind of like the way I'm doing there. Oh, fuck, there we go. Well, sometimes it helps if the person on top is gonna hold that in place. Now, you can install these either way. Fuck, sorry about that, guys. All right, Tony's gonna go ahead and from the top. Dale, chavo. Apriétale al de abajo. Un segundo. All right, dale. Dale todo. ¿No? Quítale el dado. A mí quítale el extension.
Ya no me agarra ahí.
No, yo sé, por eso quita el extension. Ahorita aquí le doy. So, got the bottom one installed there. A ver, está acá. Voy a poner esta garra aquí en caso nomás que no le caiga nada. Oh, thank you. Now you can position these any way you like. There's really nothing here. There should be a heat shield, but those are missing, so I'm not going to worry about that yet. That's it, guys. So the top one, shim's there. I like to secure the bottom one, and then the top one, we're going to go ahead and install that there. Probably at this angle, or maybe that way, but I don't really like the way that is. But all right, here we go. So same thing. All right, there we go. Así lo quiero más. ¿Está bien ahí? Antonio?
Sí, si ves que hay pasa.
Ok, y si no, mira, le doy acá. Dale así como está, mira. Ahí entra. All right, guys, so I'm going to kind of do this at an angle. Normally, I'd like to have them face downward or south. Dale. You're good. Dale. Es tuyo. And that's pretty much it, guys. This, I generally do not like to do this. I kind of like to leave it in a downward or slight angle. So what I'll probably do is maybe just kind of cut this off and not have to worry about it there. But you get the general idea of what works for you guys. Again, normally there's some heat shields that are here in the way. I do not have them, okay? I don't know if they were never installed when this truck was last worked on. I'm not sure. But again, you get the general idea. You're gonna have your shim. Clamps are reusable. This is directional. You're gonna see the arrow there. And that's pretty much it, guys. Got this all put together. Tony did a lot of the heavy lifting. So now all we're gonna do is add the antifreeze, make sure we have no leaks. If we're good, put this thing all back together, put the bumper back on there, air filter, all those goodies, and then we are all set to go, guys. And that's pretty much it, guys. If the video helps you guys out, again, it's very, very simple. I really like the way this design is. This design was done by Detroit on the DD15. DD13, DD15, I like it. A lot easier to work on. Guys, if you like the video, again, short and sweet. If you like the video, all I ask is give it a thumbs up, give it a like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get the channel to grow. And also next month, I'm hoping to do a giveaway on some things still in the works, but we're getting there. Have a great day.